we're going to talk about. And as always, hey, we're going to figure out what's going on exciting in your world because that's what's most important is what's going on with you. So looking forward to your all's feedback and input on my show today, as always, because, hey, you guys make the show. I'm just here to give the space. So you guys make the show what it is, and I appreciate y'all's input each and every day that we're on here. So I hope you're having a great week. We got a great weather day today. We've had a great weather week, and even last week, Mother Nature's been really, really kind to us. We'll see how next week looks. Looks like we might have a little opportunity for some rain off and on, and other than it being Derby week, I wouldn't be complaining about it because it's fairly dry. I mean, it's really unusual to be in a drought situation, and we are technically in a moderate drought here in Derby City. So, and I know a lot of this region is fairly dry. So, and I know guys just north and west of us, and they're like, "Oh my God, the water won't turn off." So, but anyways, hey, that's where we're at. Want to thank our friends at BAM for telling us to hammer as hard as we want to hammer to mid afternoon at least. So thank you all for that whole insight for us, letting us know that, hey, we can go out and basically do what we need to do today and don't need to worry about anything to mid afternoon at the earliest. And I'm sure we'll get an update, as the day goes along. But sure is worth every penny we spend with those guys. So if you guys don't have a reliable weather source, and I'm not talking about looking down at your phone or looking up at the best weather is looking up at the sky or looking out the window, right? I mean, that's 100% on what's happening without a doubt. But sometimes you want a little more input than that and a little more knowledge. And that's where, it's worth what you pay for things. And, we talk about it all the time around here, and we talk about it here on Turfs Up Radio that it's not what something costs, it's what do you get in return? What's that return? And, everybody wants to talk about return on investment and they say it, oh, well, the ROI, but they really don't understand what they're spitting out. And the reality of it is, if you had one chance, one opportunity to get a great return on your investment, which is your hard earned profit dollars that you're going to spend on something, spend it on the right things. And sometimes the right things, those doing the fun things, right? I mean, for everybody, your whole team. That's where some of that money needs to be spent too. So we're not getting into that today. But, anyways, thanks, Bam, for letting us know we can rock and roll as hard as we want to jam off on the stage, and let it happen. So appreciate everything they do for us. And if you guys want great, reliable weather, reach out to those guys for sure. We love them. But I hope your week's going well, and hope you're into a good day today as well. And I know it's Friday. Big shout out to everybody on here before me today, starting out with Evan and Greg, the Turf Nerds at 7, and Eric and Jennifer Jones, and Daniel with the Pump Station. So appreciate you guys. And just be sure to stay tuned to Turfs Up Radio all day long, because there's always exciting segments that Darren has on, and different show hosts. But it just we got a full lineup of different hosts during the day, and different days of the week and whatnot. So there's always something good. There's always something good that you can tune in and learn, and your feedback helps us learn. So, I tell you guys all the time, I learn as much from you guys as you guys learn from me. And hopefully, each day we all walk away with at least one thing that we think makes sense for our business for that day, whether it rekindles an old idea or like you have an aha moment, like, oh man, that makes sense. I ought to try that. So, but anyways, hope your week's going good. Hope your day's going good. We're trying to finish up our round twos. We'll get close to that today. We'll certainly should be able to finish that up. I know within 2 days we'll have of round one and round two in the books for the year. So once we get going into round three, it seems like things kind of settle out and mellow out a little bit. It's we try to hammer those first two applications down just to get things that aren't under control in a better controlled state and get those accounts that are new accounts coming on to us, get them squared away a little bit and getting some weed control going on those. And um, now the bad thing sometimes that we run into with especially new accounts, and I don't mean like new accounts you just start this year, but somebody that you may have picked up, last year at the end of the year when your broadleaf weed control was done, but you're getting ready for your fall and winter fertilizer or whatnot, but you still haven't had a chance to do any weed control for them. They can still be problematic, moving into early this year, like that February, March, April timeframe. And then that's different for each and every one of us based on our market and when our seasons kick off. But our broadleaf weed problems start at mid-February, and that might be a little bit. I don't want to say hold back, but a little bit late. I mean, we just had broadleaf weeds kicking in really early this year. So, but anyway, to my point, I think that we're getting things squared away and in order, and hopefully you are too. We're doing a little bit of landscaping work today, some bed maintenance today. Still a whole lot of cleanup calls coming in. And it's still that time of the year, probably another 30 days of that, I would say, for us here in our market. And where people are saying, "Oh man, I need to get a fence line cleaned up, or I need to get behind my garage cleaned up," and then sometimes they get. You're talking about that was I talked to a guy two. I had two that I spoke with just this week, and both of them like, "Oh my goodness, I had no idea this was this big of a mess and would cost this much money to get this done." And I'd be happy to share pictures with any of you all. I mean, it's like one of them, it's like, where's the house? It's almost like, where's Waldo, and they're like, well, we're trying to get the house fixed, cleaned up around the outside so we can sell it. I'm like, dude, if the inside is anything at all like the outside, you'd be lucky giving this thing away. I mean, I didn't say it, but that's what, honest to God, what I was thinking. But and that always does amaze me when people say, "Hey, I want to get it fixed up to sell it." You've been living in it, man. Why don't you care about what it looks like while you're living in it as well? I mean, I know that's got nothing to do with our show today, but I mean that always does amaze me when somebody says, "Hey, I want to get it fixed up because I'm getting ready to put it on the market," and I'm glad they want to do that because hey, we appreciate the work. We need to work. We want to work. And, I mean, that's why we're in business is to clean up messes that people have that they don't want to do and they want to pay somebody to do for them. So we don't mind them calling us. But that always does amaze me when somebody, well, I want to get it cleaned up and looking good so I can sell it. Well, dude, you're looking at it every day. Every day. So I don't know. I just thought that might be an interesting marketing piece for us. You know, you don't have to be selling your house to clean up your landscape. What do you think, Katie? What do you think of that idea? The concept of you don't have, I'm talking about how so many people will say, I want to get my yard cleaned up and hedges trimmed and because I'm going to sell my house. What if we had a marketing thing that says you don't have to be selling your house to enjoy a pretty landscape or something like that, Don't fix it up for the next guy. You see it every day. What do you think, Daniel?
I think you're trying to convince someone to care about something that they don't care about.
Fair enough. All right. All right. That's fair enough. So, but there's a certain demographic out there that might like that message. Like, you know what? That's probably true, hon. We ought to give these guys a call. I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh no, we won't know till we try it, but maybe we will try it. We think of things new. Just curious if any of you guys have taken on that perspective of, hey, you don't have to be moving to try it. So I don't know. We'll kick that one around. We'll kick that can around here in the office a little bit. I'll let you know how it goes on our end, and I want you to let me know how it goes on your end. If you guys think that ain't a bad idea or no, that's the dumbest thing you ever said, Wayne. And you won't hurt my feelings either way because we have a lot of things around here that sound like they're going to just be the next best thing since sliced bread, that we end up, digging a hole and throwing it in it and covering it up with rock and concrete and a little dirt. So, burying it forever, or at least till the next time it sounds like a good idea and we bring it up for discussion. Because that's the truth, too. Not, things aren't always buried forever. And matter of fact, we're going to take a short break and I want to come back and tell you guys a story. Mike, I'm looking forward to you coming up here and playing a little hockey, buddy. We're going to try to get out there to your game and looking real forward to it. So, uh, Daniel was just telling me that we got a midnight game tonight, a 2:30 game tomorrow. Is it, Daniel?
I think that's what he
Sent us.
texted
Yeah.
somebody on
Yeah, he
the
sent me
chat.
something on. Yeah, I'll have to go back through my text and find out from him. I know he's out working hard today, so he may not be able to text us right now, but we'll certainly reach out to him and find out because I want to go see a hockey game. It's been a long time since we had hockey here, and we had a little hockey team, like a farm team here, many, many years ago, but they've been gone a long time. And it's been that long since I've seen a hockey game. You ever watch hockey, Daniel?
I don't think I've ever been to a game in person. No.
Haven't you? Katie and them went to one. Didn't y'all go to one up in Columbus or something? Yeah, yeah. So, so Katie's done it at the collegiate level, the almost pro level, and the professional level. One of each of those games. I imagine they were pretty exciting at UK. Didn't they play their games at midnight? You said right. So young and spicy. That's sprightly.
Jesus.
Oh, oh my God. Hey, what?
Great. Here's the schedule so far.
All right.
We got 12:30 tonight, 2:30 tomorrow, and 12:30 tomorrow night. So, got plenty of options.
Gosh, he better have it. What? So how does somebody, Daniel, all right, from a being ready for that standpoint, physically fit standpoint, like okay,
Probably
how do you
beer.
play at 2:30? Get beat around? Did you say beer?
Probably.
Okay, so the pump station and vitamin D is off the rails this morning.
Mike said Louisville used to have an American Hockey League team that he thinks they left in 2002.
That was might have been it. It's called the River Frogs.
River Frogs.
I still got one of their. I ought to take it. I'm gonna get it out. I got it here in my desk. I saved their last. What do you call those programs? They don't even sell.
Oh, wow.
They don't even do programs anymore. Because now they just
Collector's item.
the straws, the water straws. Yeah. But yeah, the river frogs. I got to take that tonight and hold it up. We got to make a sign for him. Dang.
Good.
Yeah, we're going to have Katie. We'll make a sign. Are you talking to Mike like right now or?
Yep.
Awesome. So, all right. I'm going to see if Tabitha wants to go with me tonight. You want to go, Daniel?
Yeah, we're going.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right. Heck yeah. All right, Mike, we're going to be there.
Be there at 12:30.
Your fan base will be there. Yes, indeedy. Oh my gosh. And any of you guys, man, that do anything in Louisville, man, you're welcome to come by and see us or whatever, But that's going to be fun. Corey said they got a semi-pro team called Norfolk Admirals.
Huh.
A few years back, they won the championship. They sold the team, traded all the players, then bought the team name back and started over.
Wow.
That's an interesting process. Sounds like some guys in the lawn and landscape industry that I know that have sold them, started again, sold them, started again. Oh, King Darren's done that twice in two different markets.
There you go.
There you go.
It's interesting to do it in the same market, though. It's like
that is true.
I'm assuming there was some extenuating circumstances with that, maybe.
Yeah, well,
like trying to get out of some contracts that they were in, or
probably something. There's something back there in the wood pile, isn't it? But we'll find out. And I saw something on the news, Daniel. I don't know if you've heard about it yet, but U of L and John Schnatter, the guy that owns Papa John's Pizza,
yeah,
coming back as a sponsor again. Maybe. Did you see that on the news? Yeah, that was on our local news. So I mean, I don't know at what level it's coming back, but yeah, they did. They had something on about that, so that'd be interesting. Uh, Corey said only the mob knows why.
Oh god.
Oh, true that, Corey.
Then we should not dig any deeper.
Let's don't dig any deeper or say any more because personally, I like all my fingers and toes, and I don't want to wear a cast and potentially be in the bottom of the Potomac River or Ohio River or Three Rivers or any of them. So, anyways, see, you guys are always so informational. And that's good information, unlike some of the information that we see on AI, right, Daniel?
Yeah, potentially.
Potentially. I was telling Katie, y'all, that now this is true, and I know we're getting off on a little bit of a tangent here, but it is Friday, and I got some good content for you as well. But
Mike has a theory, by the way.
what's his theory
His
on it?
theory is the contract ran out and they relocated.
Oh,
So maybe the team, so the contract ran out. So they sold the team to someone in Philadelphia, let's say.
all right.
Maybe that part of the deal was you change the name and we'll keep the name.
Yeah.
Then they got a new team.
Then they went out and bought more players. That sounds illegal, but it's completely legal at that level, isn't it? I mean,
Sure it is.
it's what it amounts to. Yeah. My gosh. Well, that's cool.
If we had more time, I wish we had more time and more resources for this. We could do like a full like promo video for Mike's team, like get everybody's, highlights going. We could use like artificial intelligence, create a little highlight reel,
Yeah. That'd be fun.
cast it onto the Iceland video board.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like Mike mowing. Whoa. We gonna
I
run
mean,
over.
I was thinking hockey highlights, but that's fine too. We could get some lawn highlights.
He's gonna mow over you just like his lawn, or put you in the ground and show him digging a hole with a
There you go.
spade or a skid steer or whatever. That sounds. You're on to something, Daniel. Daggone. We're on to that. So, all right, Mike, we're looking forward to it, buddy. So, your fan club's going to be there tonight, or that's the plan anyway. Okay, so we will be there, bright and cheery faces at 12:30. So I might have to take a little siesta. No, not really. We'll be all right. It'll be fun. Looking forward to it.
Katie said she's in too.
Katie ain't going at midnight. She might make 2:30 tomorrow. Oh, what about 2:30 tomorrow? Mike wants maybe. Oh my God. She said definitely not the midnight game. She's definitely not going to be on our snow team. No, you know, she'd do what she needs to do other than the midnight run. Night's not her forte. Last night we went to a balloon glow actually downtown. That's one of the Derby Festival things, and those are pretty cool. First time I've ever been in a long, long time, and um, that was really interesting. But Katie was, as we were leaving, this lady was in front of us with her child, and I don't know, the child said was crying about leaving, and the mom says, "Well, it's already an hour and a half past your bedtime." And Katie said, "Mine too," and I got a kick out of that. So, Katie, 9:45 is Katie's normal bedtime. But what time we did leave? We were home by 10. Yeah, we were home by 10:15 or so. So it all worked out all right. Oh, but anyway, that's pretty cool. If ever you get a chance to go to a balloon glow, that is really neat. And that's just where I don't know. They had what, probably 20 balloons or so. I'd say 20, 25. Whoever's in a balloon race that today, I think the balloon race went off today, and then they do another one tomorrow. They used to only schedule one as one Derby event things, but because of weather, they decided to start scheduling it twice in case they had inclement weather or too much wind or whatnot. But, anyways,
So was the race?
the balloon race one went off this morning. I think they thought they were going to get off, but they didn't come. The wind wasn't blowing our direction. A lot of times we get to see them; they'll come right over our
Change
shop.
the finish line.
So yeah, I mean, they never know where they're going to the morning of,
Funny.
and which direction they're going, and then tomorrow morning they'll do it again. And then tomorrow morning is also the marathon.
Oh
And
yeah.
and for you guys that don't know, Daniel's one of the less than 1% of the people.
One with an O. Katie.
One,
Not with a W.
oh, yeah, didn't win the marathon, but one of less than 1% of the people in the world that have run at 26.2,
26.2.
26.2 mile marathon here. And they did that in 1999, wasn't it? Let me see. Let me look
What?
at your picture. I got it up there.
1999.
I mean, 2019.
I was gonna say, what year are you in?
Oh my God. Mike, we're ready. Can you tell? You just wait. By golly.
I was the first 4-year-old to run a marathon.
The first four. Oh my God. We have went off the rails today, but no, 2019, 1999. Oh Lord. Okay. So with that being said, he wasn't quite 4 when he did this, but yeah, Daniel ran the marathon. And man, me and his mother, Jane, we were so proud of him. We went and we moved locations a couple different times so we could give him support as it was going by. So it was really cool, really cool. I don't know how you physically get your mind wrapped around running 26 miles. Honest to God, even when I was in really good physical shape, I mean, I just don't think I could have done it. I don't. I mean, I didn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't have wanted prepare to do it. But that's the weird thing about Daniel. He just decided what in January or February
Yeah.
he was going to run a marathon and did it in May
I think it's just
or
proof that we
April.
can do, whatever we set our mind to doing.
No, true. I mean, I get it, and I never will forget David Bowling, God rest his soul. Um, dang, look what Mike Murphy's got in the cooler shooters. Now, are those just Kool Aid or what was that? He, you might be careful with those, Mike. I mean, who knows? He says this guy's on in charge of the hydration.
Oh gosh.
So I've seen those, but I don't think I've ever had one that didn't have some version of alcohol in it. Just
I
saying.
think that's the plan.
Seth says, hell, I don't even like driving 26 miles.
Oh my gosh.
True that.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. So, anyways, well, it looks like they got plenty of hydration, Mike. So, good deal with that. Seth, we're going to guilt you into coming up to Mike's game tonight at midnight, man. Mike said definitely has alcohol. All right. This is going to be my kind of hockey game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I will properly prepare myself as well then. No, I'll be on good behavior. I'm going to have a big orange and a hot dog when we get there. So that's how we're handling it. So, man, it's always fun here on Turf's Up. I don't care what you say about us. We get the opportunity to go off the rail every once in a while. And we kind of did that this morning just a little bit with this, but it's only because we love all you guys. We love our listeners and we love what y'all do to have fun too, man. A lot of times show hosts, not here on Turf's Up Radio, but I mean, people get on want to talk about themselves and how great they are and how perfect everything runs and all that. Man, let's just be real. We're all people. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. It's something my dad taught me a long, long time ago, uh, that we all put our pants on one leg at a time. And it's up to us to treat each and every person respectful. And, respect's a two-way street. And my dad taught me that from early on, that it's not a one way anything. It's a two-way street. So we appreciate each and every one of you guys. So, but getting back to a more profit time topic, if we will, we had and you talk about ghosting somebody and that whole thing. We had a lady call yesterday, and really we ought to get Katie to talk talk to us about this because she fielded the call and was part of this conversation. Katie, you want to talk for just a couple minutes? She's heavily into thought over there, working diligently. So we're getting more bang for our buck if we don't put a headset on her right now. So, but we had somebody call yesterday, and basically the way it went, from the way I understand, she said, "Hey, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go with my landscape." And Katie's said, "Okay," and going through that whole process and your name and all. And Katie pulls it up, and Katie looks at it, and this was a lady from a year ago, May of 2025. A year ago, we sent a proposal to, Kyle did, for some landscape work. She paid a deposit on it. And then when we tried following up, getting it scheduled multiple times over and over and over again, she wouldn't respond and just didn't respond and just ghosted us. And so finally, we just left her deposit on the account and waited on her basically. And I guess Katie, like we talk about all the time, she sends out all that, those, our green thumb notifications and whatnot. And I guess something triggered her. And so she opened her proposal back up because since it was accepted, it never defaulted out to inactive, on her end. So she had access to it. And she had went back into her proposal, applied for financing through our finance company we use, which is Green Sky, and got that approved. And she said, "I'm ready to go on my landscaping now." So I learned something very intriguing yesterday when they were telling me this story, that it truly is never over. It's over. I mean, there's somebody that a year ago paid a deposit, acted like she didn't care because she wasn't responding to phone calls and emails and whatnot, never called and asked for a deposit back. So I guess in her mind, she was probably ready to do the lands. She knew she was going to do it. She just didn't know when. So now the question is that I haven't asked Kyle yet is the pricing on the job from a year ago. I mean, do we go back and reevaluate? It is, what's changed, if anything. You would think some of it's probably changed a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see how that end of it goes, and I'll let y'all know when we finally get it completed and do the install. But that's a pretty interesting thing. I can say, it's funny that Mike wants to know, did she give a reasoning for ghosting us? No, she just act like Katie said
next day.
Yeah. Tell him, Daniel.
I mean, it was just like, oh, okay. It was, last week when we sent the proposal over.
Yeah.
It was it was kind of like you think it was 1999. Like she just thought it was 2005, I guess.
She just thought, it was like we sent it over to her just recently. And
got through to her mailbox, I guess. Even now now Gmail's acting like USPS. It's just
Gmail's slowing down.
Oh gosh.
Oh God, I know. But no, just didn't do anything, Mike. It's like Rip Van Winkle was asleep and woke up, and it was 2 days later, and she got everything. She, like I said, she already paid her deposit, already approved the work. We just couldn't get in touch with her to schedule it, and then she went on to, I guess, Green Sky one day this week, huh, Kate? Right? I mean, that would have to be current, and and got her financing. So we're underway. We got her on the books, and we'll get her scheduled and taken care of. But you never know. You never know. We'll just leave it at you never know. And don't quit. And that's the true meaning of no doesn't mean no.
Yeah.
And again, that's one of those things that my father taught me a long, long time ago that we talk about, but the reality of that is, I don't think in 47 years of being in business, I've ever had that happen. Where I've had people say, hey, that we've talked to before and they just decided not to do it. And you had that whole conversation and it was closed, but never where somebody sent you a deposit on a landscape. I mean, I'm sure it was I don't even know what it was, but I mean, on a full blown landscape, I'm sure it's, you know, $1,000. I mean, minimum that you would just throw out there and just think, well, hey, I'll reach out to them at some point and get this done. So, oh, I know, Mike, it's pretty crazy, isn't it? So, Mike, just curious, man, is your family coming with you? Um, yeah, Seth, I'll be happy to talk about financing options on that a little bit more. So basically, what it is, we work with a company called Green Sky. There are several companies out there that you can work with. Um, and matter of fact, we do we have anything in the profit circle on that, Daniel?
I don't think we've
If
done
not, we will. We'll get
financing.
Katie to do a little video on that because she's really good with it. She works with them directly. But basically, what it is, Seth, and for anybody that may be interested uh, in that, Mike said this is a pretty hefty price tag. Not really, you know. Um, let's see. Let's see. Mike said everybody else is staying home. Well, cool, man. I hope you didn't rent a hotel room, Mike. You're honest to God. I mean this 100%. You're welcome to stay at my house. I'll put you in the basement. You won't.
That sounds a little weird, but all right.
You're welcome to stay at my house, man. You got a couple bedrooms and a bar down there, a TV. You can have your own man cave. Don't spend don't spend 150 $200 on a room for a night or whatever you need. You are welcome. I want you to know that. So, but Seth, getting back to your answer, and I mean that, Mike, 100%. Um, Lost my train of thought. Seth on the Green Sky and how it works. It's really a great program, really, um, and it does cost some points. Points or percentages, however you want to look at it, whatever you want to call it. But the reality of it is, you get to set the threshold of what you want it to be. In other words, what's the minimum spend somebody has to make. So if it's $2,000, $3,000, 5,000, you can set that threshold, and they apply. You're not the middleman on it. With the proposal is a link to Green Sky, and the way our proposals are set up, once it hits that threshold, and I think we use, what, Katie, 3,000 in it, $3,000 or more, it goes out with every proposal, and it's part of the email. That, hey, take advantage of 0% for what, 15 months is it, Katie? I think yeah. So 0% for 15 months, and or they can finance it longer. But the cool thing about it is we're not in the middle. It's between them and Green Sky, and with Green Sky, it's like literally like a 5-minute process for them. I mean, it's quick. It's the input's quick, and then you get paid upon completion of the job. You got to do the job. You got to do the job right. Customers got to be satisfied. But basically, what happens is, they just reach out and ask the customer, "Hey, is the work completed satisfactorily before we release the funds?" And then once the customer says yes, so you got to have confidence in the work you're doing, which I know is good for you guys too. Then you get paid and it's all said and done. And depending on what financing you offer to your customers, it could be anywhere from what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 percentage points on the job. So and there's enough margin built in, the landscape where you can absorb that. You know, so well, yeah, we'll do a full blown video on it. Maybe we'll talk about it one day in detail here on Turfs Up Radio as well, and see if we can maybe get somebody from that financing company to Green Sky to hop on with us. Now, one thing I do, you got to have certain gross dollar revenue minimums to work with them. Okay, and probably any of the ones that offer financing. So you don't have to guarantee them so much production. if you will, or so many, they, in other words, that's not like, hey, well, you got to do a minimum of $100,000 a year with us, but they can get into all that parameters of it with you. But yeah, it works out well, and I mean, we have customers that take advantage of it, and some of the customers need the help, and some of the customers are just like, hey, I might as well go ahead and take advantage of this 0% financing for 12 months or 15 months and not have to write one big fat check to WLS. So, yep, no problem, Seth. We're always glad to help. That's what we're here for. So, we will get something in the profit circle on that as well. Speaking of the profit circle, coming up Tuesday night, April 28th. So, that's next Tuesday for those of you that aren't keeping track. Next Tuesday night at 7 p.m., we're going to have insurance specialist on there with us. Brad's been with us before, and he's just going to have talk and answer any questions you have on any type of insurance classification codes. How much is enough? How much is too much? Proper coverages based on the services that you're providing. And he's not there to have you changed over to him, although he is licensed in many states. Their company is to write insurance and would be happy to help anybody. Um, but just to make sure that your agent's taking good care of you. And Brad's been in the industry 40 plus years. I mean, I've known him a long time. I actually met Brad, I think through my sister Sherry, who was in insurance, and we kind of outgrew their company, not Brad's, but Sherry, the company, the agency that she was with. So, and I don't understand that. Brad can explain that to you too. But so I was like a football lateral. I got pitched from my sister over to Brad, and we've been playing the game with Brad now for a long time. So probably 30 plus years. So with that being said, hey, let's take a short break. A couple other things I want to talk about today, and I got a zillion things I'd like to talk about, but one is something I saw on social media, and it only took us 48 minutes to get here, but I think we had a good conversation so far today. But social media, and this time of the year, this comes up quite a bit with people. And guy says, "Do you pay your guys round trip from shop to the job site and back?" There's only one answer for that, just so everybody knows, and that answer is yes, you should by law pay them. You can't subtract drive time. I mean, the fact that your route's got 28 miles between that one job and the next job, that's not your employee's fault. I mean, they're there to work, and it's your job to have an efficient route or have built into the job cost the drive time associated with that. So, and I will say it was one of the few posts that you see on social media that didn't get too stupid. Quite honestly, Daniel, and I'm sincere when I say that, there was a lot of people that said, "No, man, you can't do that." Now there was, quite a few on there that said, "Yeah, yeah, you can do that." Say time in and time out on each job. No, don't get yourself hung up in that.
Yeah.
Just don't get.
Wonder why I can't find good people and keep good people.
Yeah, it's because you're looking for dumb people. You
Or you're
know,
being dumb
well,
yourself.
you're being dumb yourself.
Trying to look for good people.
You know, you,
That's like saying, I'm going to work at an office but not get paid between, me walking to the copier and getting there.
yep,
It's like that's I mean, that's just as dumb.
yeah.
That people want to make excuses because
They're not charging
they're
enough.
not charging enough. They're,
They don't understand
they
cost.
don't understand costs. Or they just don't think someone in that position is in a position to say something about it.
Yeah,
Try to take advantage of somebody.
you know. So don't try to take advantage in that fashion. Don't take advantage in any fashion, but certainly don't. People get too creative on how they want to pay people. We get very creative as an industry too on calling certain people subcontractors when they're not. When they're coming to your facility, getting your truck, you're giving them a route, a specific, direction on the job. And then you think, well, yeah, but then I don't have all the associated labor cost and work comp, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, but it still is not the right way of doing it. It's still not the right way of doing it. And if we spent as much time running our business as a business as we do trying to find the cheat codes, then you would be the business that you want to be. And I mean, I know that's a pretty harsh statement. It really is. And I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings with it. But the reality of it is, if you want to be a professional, get paid as a professional, you got to do one thing else, and that's act professional. And acting professional is not telling somebody, hey, man, when we start the job, we'll write the time in. When we stop the job, we write the time out. And then I'll pay you for the accumulated time during the day. You don't get paid for lunch. And that's not mandatory, so don't anybody hear me saying that. But you don't get paid for lunch. You don't get paid for drive time between the jobs. You don't get paid for the time it takes us to get to the first job and from the time we do the last job back to the shop. That's all unpaid time. So when would you like to start, and how long do you plan on staying here and working with us?
The same person, the same owner will get mad when they're taking too long on the job. Wonder why they're going to take longer, because that's when they're getting paid, or they're cutting in and out of traffic, going 20 miles an hour over so they can get to the next job so they can start getting paid again.
Yeah.
They're creating these problems that they're complaining about and saying that, can't find good employees, people don't care about what they're doing. I would never take that long. Why are you acting like idiots? But you're the one that's at the root of the problem.
Yeah. It's up to you to solve it. You got to fix it. And if it's not broke, it don't have to be fixed. And that is one of the very basic things in industry, where people try to take advantage of labor, you know, and I don't understand it. I just don't understand. So what's the solution, Daniel? Quick, an easy one. Just do it the right way.
I guess it's
Use a time clock. Doesn't have to be a punch clock. I mean, you can get, you can do it on a lot of most software tracks time now.
yeah.
Not just tracks time, but where somebody can sign in. The reality of it is, you just got to do it the right way. And there it's one of those things. There's no right way to do it wrong. You know that's the reality. There's no right way to do it wrong. So, anyways, I saw that and I was like, yeah, we're going to talk about it just for a minute anyway. And then, one other thing I'd like to talk about before we hop off here today, and is this. I saw one other thing on social media, and this is again where our industry gets hung up. And this guy's spraying lawns, and he said, "Is 105 yards around for my second year a good number for a one-man operation?" The reality of that is, that's the wrong question, number one. The other thing is, number two is, and we'll get to the right question here in a second. Number two is, the easiest thing in this industry is to get work. Don't pay attention to quantity because you can get quantity in a hurry. But to ask yourself, hey, is 100 customers or 150 customers or 500 customers, or if you're mowing lawns, is 50 customers great? But the quantity doesn't matter. What matters is the numbers behind the quantity. Hey, here's my break even point based on this number of jobs. then ask yourself, what's my profit margin? And that's the simplicity and the basics of everything we talk about here on Profit Time on Turf's Up, right? I mean, that's the reality of that. So don't ask yourself if the number of accounts is right. Because, hey, maybe a guy's doing 10 accounts, but they're all 10 acres, or you got 200 accounts and they're all, 7,000 square feet, so it doesn't matter how many accounts or acres you're spraying. Ultimately, what matters is, do you understand the pricing structure behind your selling numbers? What you're charging based on your minimums and cost above and beyond your minimums. Do you understand those numbers, and are you achieving the desired profit margin that you're expecting? But you got to understand the cost first. And until you understand that side of your business, the quantity doesn't matter. Matter of fact, it's the quantity in most cases that puts somebody out of business. Because when we look at the top 3 reasons that businesses fail, it's training, pricing for profit, and customer service and retention. Well, you know what the nice thing about all 3 of those are? Training, pricing, and customer service. You control all 3 of those. You, as the business owner, control all 3 of those. What if we had better training that included knowing what our costs were so we could bid our jobs better and more efficiently and more accurately and more professionally, and we knew what the margin was going to be on it? Then our customer service would probably be better, because we're not having to overbook our work or worry about the quantity of jobs that we've got, but the quality of the jobs we've got. And when you let that bell go off in your mind, 3 main reasons that we fail: training, pricing, customer service, and retention. You control all 3 of them, and then your life becomes easier. Your business becomes better. Everything around you gets better. Trust me, because we did not have a handle on those 3 items. And once we got a better handle on the training side that specifically addressed the bidding portion of our business, we reduced our customer count, increased our profit margins, and retained customers longer, because we were able to give them the service that they thought they were buying, because we didn't have to rush through the jobs. And on that note, have a great job. Mike, we'll see you, buddy. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. And you guys remember, profit is not a dirty word. We'll see you on Monday.